Hey guys, and welcome to another video. We're going to be playing something a little different than a survival or just any other game. It's called Kyle is Famous. It's a game where you have to live out a life of this guy named Kyle, and you give him choices and stuff, and apparently there's 21 endings. If you guys want me to do the 21 endings, let me know. But let's launch this game. I have not opened this, and yeah, I did have problems with my OBS, and I have fixed it for now, but don't know how long it's gonna last. Alright then. John Szymanski. Let's start this. Kyle wakes up. He's famous. Yeah, it's like a note thing. It's like no, not a choice, but it's just a thing where you just look and read text, and I guess you just imagine what is happening. Kyle is a host for the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpty white man. Now that's racist. Top Tech noticed that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Interesting. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Sorry, I'm tired. I woke up like 9 and I went to bed at like nearly 1, so I didn't get much sleep. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She's a kind and lovely philanthropist. Don't know what that is. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open. That doesn't sound nice. Knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Ugh. And I had a pickle, and it was a yummy pickle. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away or exit the bed. Okay. I'm going to prepare for the interview, see what I get there, and then I'm going to probably restart the game and see what happens. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. It took you a whole hour to get out of bed? It said 30 before. Closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shoes. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose a perfect outfit. Oh, so every hour goes down by each choice, so you have 30 choices. Knowing how important appearance is. A suit of armor, jeans and swimming goggles, skunk pasties. What is that? Let's just go slick suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Is it a magician suit? Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Exit bedroom. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Moved to kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Checked the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on fridge wall. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast or eat condiments. What the hell? Let's eat the fridge. Kyle pointed his step directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. So dumb. Somehow miraculously wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Check pantry. Kyle wanted to access the pantry but found it was locked with a small keyhole. Return to hallway. Check locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. Let's force the door open with my face. Kyle decided it would be a best try to force the door open with my dumpy face. Jesus. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia. That's funny. Okay. Okay, I just want to see what happens. Let's return to my room. Let's sit at my desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Check in the desk. Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. Sorted change. What does that mean? Oh. Cooped up the change scattered on the desk drawer. Okay. Write notes. Oh god. Wrote down the first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Are you a mother? Okay. Wrote down the second question. What are some diet tips? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Beef mashed or blended? What am I doing? Like, literally. Some diet tips. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely... So mean. Yeah, let's go with that one. Down the last. Are you guilty? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Back to the room. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuine. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approach Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, forgot her name from amnesia. Hello, you. Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle slightly confused but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached more. Wait, what am I doing? Time is Time to get started, he said, putting a hand over on Kyle's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Kyle sat in the nearest chair. Rachel's her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. It's showtime! A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is, Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back confused. It's like, who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. She waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So why are you here? Rachel was visibly worried. Haha, funny, she said. Were you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, so Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are you? He asked. Nobody answered. Just imagine on a set, and you just scream at your crew. Who is you? Are you Joe? Wait, who's Joe? He's like, Joe Mama. And then Kyle goes ahead and attacks them. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early to technical issues. Kyle woke up in the bed the next day, remembering nothing about what happened. Kyle forgot everything. That's actual funny. I had amnesia. Best ending. Okay, I'm gonna skip all this. Let's wither away. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Get out of bed anyway. So, I'm dead now. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Scavenge. Kyle quickly crashed down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Eat immediately, save for later use. Let's eat them. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggly mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. Ah, yucky! Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Set a desk. Check in desk drawer. Let's take the small key. Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in his desk. Let's write notes. Is your mother a mother? Have you ever eaten a raw egg? Oh. And I purposely ran. What's your guilty pleasure? Okay, good. Back to room. Exit bedroom. Check locked door. Float through as ghosts. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Kyle found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by the fans. Check sewing machine. Kyle walked over to the dilapidated sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Alright then. What? Float through side door. Never mind, that was a waste. Move to kitchen. Check pantry. Unlock with small key. Well then. Approach Rachel. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put any clothes that day. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was all left alone. Kyle prepared by being a nudist. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Alright. Exit the bed. Open, choose an outfit. Let's jeans and swimming goggles. Kyle decided on a fashionable casual style. He could barely see out of the goggles. Scavenge for gossip.
What are you so happy about?
Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight Miss Doers. There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. That's quite enough. Well then. Sit at desk. Write notes. Show mother and mother. Yep. We're just doing these again. Because... back to room, exit bedroom, move to kitchen, check pantry, unlock with small key. The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually opened. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored a massive amount of bottled lard. Chug a bottle of lard. Never mind then. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, screaming, spin in circles. Kyle started to stretch his arms out wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Gossip about neighbor. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle. My neighbor is a bug vigilante. With nothing more to say on the matter, he fell silent. Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. The producer started cutting to different camera angles to break the tension. Kyle continued to remain silent and stare forward blankly. After several minutes, neighbor Gabby walked out onto set. Hi everyone, she said, smiling hollowly. My name is Gabby and I'm not a bug vigilante. False. Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned, staring forwards. Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt. Bug girl, it squawked. A robbery is in progress on East 3rd. Report immediate. Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke again. Something has come up suddenly, and I must go. Gabby left the set. Well, said Kyle, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. Kyle got up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked past the cameras, leaving her alone. Not knowing what else to do, the producer ended the broadcast. In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed this show as a masterpiece of television. Stay up late with Kyle's online pages were updated. I can't stop thinking about the goggle suit and him just flying around like this. Updated to reflect this broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy. Talked about Gabby. Reset. Okay. Let's just exit the bed. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. Let's go skunk pasties. Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Kyle, you're an idiot. Sit at desk. Take the small key. Back to desk. Write notes. I don't think this matters. Open fridge. Eat crushed on. Kyle started scraping the streaks of crud and spots of black mold off the walls of the fridge. Yuck! After balling up the filth from the sides of the fridge, Kyle bit into the crusty, moist ball. Several minutes of chewing later, Kyle finished chewing and swallowed the ball whole. Check pantry. Unlock the small key. Look in pantry, grab a bottle. Back to kitchen. Return to hallway. Leave the apartment. Go hurry to the set. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Answer politely. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are the most welcome guest. Shake hands. After another, other mild can't speak. Mild exchange of pleasantries. Kyle and Rachel were prompt to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio. Okay. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle, introduced Rachel. Kyle vomited all the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned, gave a couple of coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we will have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. Drink lard. Dive right into this bottle that is Kyle pulled out this bottle of lard, bit off the top off and chugged it. Kyle's body rejected the lard. He began to spew chunks of lard and digestive fluid in every direction. Everything within a 10-foot radius was immediately covered, including Rachel. Kyle continued to vomit. Rachel bravely fought to stay seated amidst the vomit, hoping to save the show from disaster. Unfortunately, Kyle's vomit had covered all of the cameras. There was no broadcast. Kyle finished spewing eventually. The broadcast was not recoverable. All present were sent home to try again another day. As Kyle got home, he made a mental note to refill his large supply. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Let's exit the bed, open the closet, choose an outfit, suit of armor. Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Alright. I don't know why I do that. It's just that I feel like it's natural. Grab the key. Let's grab this, order change, back, exit room, doorway. Let's go to the kitchen, let's check the pantry, unlock the small key. Ignore it for now. Open fridge and prepare breakfast. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. I can smash it. Yeah. Kyle smashed his breakfast to a pulp using fists. Okay. Okay. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor. From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything, Kyle had passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home. Kyle was left face first on the floor. Okay then, let's try. Yeah. Let's do the suit of armor again, but this time we're gonna eat something. Right notes. Let's eat condiments. Kyle began to grab condiments from the fridge, squirting them into his mouth with both hands. Condiments is basically sauce, like tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, mustard, stuff like that. The rate of which ketchup, soy sauce, and other items, and other items entered Kyle's mouth soon overrode his ability to swallow. Kyle spewed the excess condiments across the kitchen, covering furniture and walls. Kyle continued until all the condiments had been emptied. Alright then. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's just leave. Ooh. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long pondering look around him. Is it the tech store? Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cut-out mascot with flashing lights. Still Techno Jim. Ask attendant for free samples. Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed the decrepit phone, meaning for spare parts, and held it out. Right with teeth. Kyle hurried to the set. Alright. Good evening. Yeah. Answer politely. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. I purposely ran a puppy. So everyone in the studio froze. Kyle spread his hands out wide. It's a joke! He started laughing from the bottom of his stomach. Nobody laughed with Kyle. Several minutes later, he stopped laughing and moved on. Alright. Have you ever eaten a raw egg whole? Like shell at all? Kyle continued, I have, like a lot. It's really bad though, so sometimes I spit it back up. There was silence. But actually it gets easier the more you do it, continued Kyle, without losing momentum. So don't start, I say. Rachel chose to not answer and look in another direction. Is your mother a mother? So Kyle, my mother is my mother. My mother's mother is her mother, and my mother's mother. Many mothers. Mother's mother. Is your mother a mother? Rachel went to answer and stopped. I believe she said eventually that I should answer yes. Are you guilty? Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eyes twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spat Kyle, of your crime. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. What the hell? After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today? Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, He felt that perhaps something was still missing. Okay, I'm going to do browse social media. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. The more oh, it's because I got a phone. Oh. Read through article. Stay up late with Kyle, ranked 1 and 2 on television. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Another grand larceny in crime spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Who is the bug vigilante? Recently spotted pursuing larcenists. Kyle fails to show up to several charity events. Bug vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries. Donations flourish. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel sources for both humans and tugboats. Phone model recalled. Techno gym stores blame overuse by customers. Kyle's phone exploded in his hands from overuse. Well then. Okay, so choose an outfit. Let's stupid skunk pasties. Exit bedroom, move to kitchen, open fridge, prepare breakfast, eat. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. The apartment. Is it tech store? Give review of free sample. This phone, said Kyle, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out the back. Kyle continued, the phone also has had screen issues after I used it to hammer nails into the wall for painting. Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips and said nothing. In a shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Knowing he had eyes of millions upon him, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. Run away, play dead, blame Rachel for lack of notes. Rachel, I need to be honest, you're not terribly interesting and I could not think of what I should ask you. In fact, continued Kyle, I would far rather interview a fish than I would you. And furthermore, said Kyle, I'm not sure I could tell the difference between you and a fish. Kyle leaned back in his chair. God, this guy sounds like Superwog. In his chair and desperately hoped the blame had been shifted adequately. Rachel glowered at Kyle. Kyle glowered back. Rachel left the studio. Kyle no longer had a guest and spent the next 42 minutes staring at the camera silently. How long is this video going for? I think maybe half an hour or so. But I think I was going to check the endings, but it doesn't matter right now. I think I'm gonna leave this video here. If you want me to do more, all the endings and stuff, just let me know. It's probably very easy to get all the endings, but I don't want to sit here for an hour boring you guys out. But I still did for half an hour, so. But whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, or Copper Creeper. Oh man, I'll get a creeper. Insert creeper here on my hand. Just slap it on you. And you'll be like, oh man. I'll be like, Copper Creeper. You'll be like, oh man. But also, leave a comment if you want. And I will see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.